should have waited. You took this fight too early.
YouTube, we're back again with some more boxing news in the boxing world. We got some breaking news. Gary Jonas, Lamont Roach's promoter, says this rematch is a done deal. It's over with. It's going down. Second time around.
Soon is it going to be before you're done? Because on several occasions, it's almost like you're alluding to, you only have but so many fights left. You're looking to walk away from the game. How close are you to that, being undefeated and unblemished with some big fights out there for you to get?
Stephen A. Smith delivers a bold analysis, warning Gervonta Davis against a lucrative but risky rematch versus Lamont Roach.
That should have been it. That should have been a knockdown. Having said that, let me stand up. Shannon, Ocho, I got to apologize on national television to that brother Lamont Roach. I didn't give him much of a chance in this fight because I thought he was the smaller guy moving up. I didn't expect him to be in the ring bigger. And from opening bell, he walked right to Tank Davis. I was stunned. And the brother can fight. I'm very impressed with Lamont Roach. He put on a great performance, and he wants his love on national television right now. We need to give it to him. This brother is special for the sport of boxing. He can fight, and he can take a punch.
Stephen A. Smith just ate his words. He doubted Lamont Roach against Gervonta Tank Davis, saying Roach was too small. But after Roach pushed the pace and made Davis take a knee in round 9, blaming hair grease, Smith had to admit he was wrong. He now praises Roach's heart, skill, and power. Smith even called him a real threat in the ring. With talk of a rematch, fight fans are hyped. Could Roach shock the world again?
What I didn't know is that once Lamont Roach stepped into the ring, he would be the bigger fighter. What I didn't know is that once he was in the ring and he looked like the bigger fighter, he fought like the bigger fighter. Because, ladies and gentlemen, from opening bell, he walked right to Gervonta Davis. Walked right to him and stayed in his face all night long. If he backed up at all, ladies and gentlemen, it was 5% of the time. The other 95% of the time, he walked right to Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis caught him with some good shots. He took it and then gave it back. Body punches, counter punching, left hook, straight rights. This brother Lamont Roach can fight. And he's beautiful defensively as well. And seemed completely unfazed and undeterred by Tank Davis, a knockout artist.
On March 1st, 2025, Gervonta Davis put his WBA lightweight championship on the line against Lamont Roach at Brooklyn's Barclays Center. This electrifying showdown generated massive buzz, with Davis favored due to his undefeated streak and knockout power. However, the resilient underdog Roach stunned fans with an impressive performance, pushing Davis to his limits in a thrilling battle.
For me, Tank Davis is fighting a minus 1,600 as your main event odds is crazy to me, dude. That's crazy. That underdog lived up to the hype. He ended up, overperforming. Lamont Roach, credit to him, all this other stuff. And it took some politics to keep Davis as champion. You ever see guys getting the referee their own fight? Dude, anybody else takes that knee, you're getting counted, bro. The referee, actually, his instinct, if you watch that, the referee's instinct was to count. If you notice, Steve Willis started counting, and then he looked at the timekeeper outside the ring, wasn't counting, and he stopped counting. So you get to call your own timeout. Earlier in the fight, if you saw that shoulder barge that Tank did to Roach in the clinch, he didn't get a warning, but Roach's reaction got the warning. This is the politics we're dealing with. You keep doing this, you're looking at short-term money and long-term destruction of a sport.
Drama peaked in round 9 when Davis dropped to a knee, blaming blurred vision from hair grease. Ref Steve Willis ruled it no knockdown, stirring controversy. The fight ended with one judge scoring 115 to 113 for Davis, while the other two had it 114 to 114, declaring a majority draw. Davis kept his title, but the decision sparked instant outrage, fueling heated debates across social media and sports networks. Fans and analysts questioned the call, making this one of boxing's most talked about moments of the year.
Guy from a division lower moves up and gives Tank Davis his toughest fight. I thought beating him on the inside, making him miss, putting offense behind defense after making him miss, being more active. Obviously, Tank's going to have the edge in power. Tank is going to have the edge in power strikes. I think ultimately the stats spoke to that. I don't think that this was a disaster. I think it'd be strong to call it a disaster. The fight was not great up front. The fight was not great in the middle, but it was very good. Not amazing, but definitely very good down the stretch.
Lamont Roach Jr. is pushing hard for a rematch with Gervonta "Tank" Davis after their heated, controversial fight on March 1st at Brooklyn's Barclays Center. The bout ended in a majority draw. One judge gave Davis the win at 115-113, while the others scored it 114-114. A game-changing moment came in round 9 when Davis dropped to a knee, blaming eye irritation. However, referee Steve Willis didn't call it a knockdown, sparking major debate.
I just so happen to be a boxing fan that the fact that I do watch him fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like boxing.
Are you open to immediate rematch?
In my contract, immediate rematch was signed. I signed
Right.
for the immediate rematch when I signed for the first fight,
Right.
just in case he lost or just in case it was a draw.
So when you got a rematch clause, how long we taking?
It's up to the A side and when they want to fight. So I'm thinking it's going to be soon. I'm hoping it's going to be soon. Let's say that.
What is soon to you? When you say soon to me, I'm thinking a month.
I'm thinking July.
I'm thinking July for sure.
After the fight, Roach's team challenged the verdict, yet the New York State Athletic Commission upheld the draw. This ruling led to Davis being dropped from the Ring Magazine pound-for-pound rankings, with David Benavidez replacing him.
It ain't no timeouts in boxing. Why are you taking? You know that. You should know that. So that's the thing where I'm like confused because that's supposed to be a knockdown. That's a 10-8 round. If that's a 10-8 round, I win the fight. So, you know what I'm saying? Like that draw turned into a 115-114 my way.
Roach, confident in his victory, instantly demanded a rematch, declaring, "I aspire to become a multi-division world champion. This showdown will cement the legendary legacy I strive to build in boxing history."
Gervonta Davis gets a controversial draw against Lamont Roach. 2025 NYC. Both men start the fight wrapped in caution tape while downloading using their powerful Intel Core processors. Tank then begins playing a game of Tom and Jerry as he scurries around the ring, baiting Roach to chase him. Lamont soon starts landing sharp counters as he times Tank, who's dropping low. But Gervonta's cannon straight left soon finds its way home like it's using Google Maps. However, Roach also continues touching Tank with counters during their exchanges. But the Baltimore native's straight left keeps repeatedly connecting like AT&T, walloping Lamont as he angles around him with the geometric brilliance of Pythagoras. By round 6, though, Davis has taken control by investing in the breadbasket like he's a Stella Doro stockholder, while also cracking Roach's Liberty Bell like they're in Philly. But at this point, Lamont's titanium-dipped chin is...
Lamont Roach Jr. set social media ablaze with a cryptic yet confident tweet igniting controversy. He hinted, "Word on the street is, your favorite fighter is about to face the ultimate reality check, 1301 Finey 30, two-time division champ." The viral message captivated boxing enthusiasts, subtly suggesting Roach anticipates a favorable appeal ruling, potentially spelling disaster for Gervonta Davis's unblemished record and shaking up the sport's financial landscape.
Performance for sure. I'm definitely happy with my performance. I'm just a little frustrated with the scorecards. I thought I should have won. And I thought I should have won a competitive fight. I think I did what I needed to do necessary to bank the rounds, and even without the knee, that should have been a knockdown. So you know, I don't think there's any excuse for me not to win tonight, but that's just how the cookie crumbled.
There's a few things I want to dissect about the fight. Let's just start off with the beginning. It seemed like a little bit of a cagey opening on both behalves, both of you just trying to figure each other out. What was your initial thoughts of those first 3, 4, 5 rounds whilst you were both getting to grips with each other?
Just getting the information, seeing how he reacted to certain stuff. I'm pretty sure he was trying to do the same thing. and he's an excellent fighter. He's undefeated for a reason. With a 97% knockout, I mean it ain't that no more. But you know what I'm saying. But with a 90% knockout ratio and everything like that, it take a little thinking in there. It's a thinking man's game, especially when it's on that type of level.
Some argue that Davis strategically took a knee in the 9th round against Roach to reset the pace and shift momentum in his favor. Instead of enduring Roach's relentless assault, Davis may have opted for a brief recovery window. Many experts and passionate fans see this as a calculated veteran move, disrupting Roach's rhythm and regaining control of the high-stakes showdown.
And to go ahead and keep it real with y'all, I think that knee that Tank took was because Lamont Roach was in a rhythm and Gervonta Davis tried to throw this man off a rhythm. Do I believe the Murray's sport waves, the soul glow was in his eye? Absolutely not. I believe that man Tank got nerve-eye and said, hold on, this man Lamont Roach is cooking. I need to take me a quick timeout and a quick break. It's nasty. It's horrible. It's disgusting. It's bad enough how hard and difficult it is to beat this man. Most fighters is weight drained. Most fighters has clauses on them. So when somebody who's coming up is able to compete with Gervonta Tank Davis, you handicap the man with trash rulings.
Davis explained that his eyes burned during the fight because of hair treatment grease mixing with sweat. He had the treatment 2 days before the match, and the slick residue got into his eyes. Frustrated by the crowd's boos, he made it clean. His reaction was real, not an act. He wasn't trying to change the fight's outcome, just dealing with unexpected pain.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out, to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on? And
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning, and you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than But I didn't really know that you can get disqualified for all that, or when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know. It's cool.
The debate has sparked diverse opinions among fans and experts, with many questioning if the incident should have been classified as a knockdown, irrespective of the circumstances behind it.
What was going through your mind when you heard the decision?
Nobody like a draw, from a guy that get knockouts and things like that, but it's cool. I feel like if we fight again, I could do more. And I should have did more. I was lost in the. I lost track in the rounds. That's why we need what is it called? Yeah, man. I didn't know what round it was. Facts.
Tank, Eric Blum from DailyMail.com. First off, your coach just said, can you confirm, did you get your hair done 2 days before the fight?
Yeah. I ran water over it today, but I must ain't do it enough.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out, to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on? And
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning, and you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than But I didn't really know that you can get disqualified for all that, or when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know. It's cool.
Do you want that rematch next? And if so, how likely it is that we're to see that fight happen again this year?
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
What is?
You might see it in a minute. You definitely might see it in a minute.
What the hell happened to Gervonta Davis, huh? He got some grease in his hair? I
It was the lady that she put too much grease in my hair, and that's the reason why I took a knee. I ain't lying to y'all. Why y'all booing me for? Y'all remember the movie Coming to America? Was Gervonta Davis using the Soul Glow? It's just a Soul Glow, feeling all so silky smooth. Just let it shine through, baby. That gotta be one of the most embarrassing moments in boxing history. How the hell you go down saying that the grease, know what happened, that the grease, stop, it's not funny. Why y'all booing me? I'm telling you the truth. That woman put a lot of grease in my hair. Yo, damn Tanky. Tanky, come on now.
The debate over the Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach fight has sparked intense reactions, including from big names like Stephen A. Smith. Smith's warning about a possible rematch highlights the challenges and risks Davis faces. As Davis plans his next move, he must consider the financial, career, and legacy impacts of stepping back into the ring with Roach. In the end, making smart decisions will be key to shaping Davis's future in boxing.
That's right. And the man flat out put on a show. Get your hand out of my... He proved Two-Tone the Superstar wrong. He proved everybody wrong, and that man went ahead and cooked, and he gets robbed by the New York State Athletic Commission. And these people acknowledge that the knee that Gervonta Davis took was a knockdown.
Do you think the majority draw was the right call? Or should a rematch be required? Also, do you agree with Stephen A. Smith's warning to Davis about facing Roach again? Share your thoughts below.